Okay, now we're going to try the June 2013 variant paper 3 variant 3.1. You can create a spreadsheet for hot crop real estate. They use a spreadsheet to calculate the earnings for property sold. You can display all currency in dollars with 2 decimal places. Step number 28, load the file J1331 prop. So you go into your ICT course, you go into your work folders, June 2013 paper 3 variant 3.1, and you look for the file J1331 prop. If I double click on it, it's a CSV file, so it will open up in Microsoft Excel. I'll make the columns larger so I can see all the headings. Okay, so I got property number, price, income, which I've got to do a calculation, left empty. Viewing cost is empty, so I have to do a calculation in there. And profit is empty, so I will have to do a calculation in there as well. Insert a new row above row 1. In cell A1, enter the text Bavaro Office. So look at the mouse cursor, it changes to an arrow, a black arrow. Right click, insert, and in here I write down Bavaro Office. Merge cells A1 to H1 so they become a single cell, and so let's do that part first. Select cells A1 to H1, home, alignment, click on here, merge cells, done. This is a single cell. Format the text in the cell so it's white, 18 point, sans serif, which is Arial. So 18, so we change the font to 18, and font type will be sans serif, which is Arial. It has to be white and the background color black, and it's right aligned. So at the moment this is left aligned. Okay, so I click on the right align. Make sure it's right aligned. Yeah, it says right aligned. So on the left in the header you got to add your name, center number, candidate number. On the right, last revision on, and an automated date and time. So just in the header you need information. So you click on insert header, click on the left hand side and write your name, center number, and candidate number. And on the right you need last revision on, followed by an automated date and time. So click on the right, last revision on, and then click on current date and current time. Click on the spreadsheet, view, and normal. Okay, properties 1053 to 1056 are those advertised in the web page property.htm. For each property, enter the distance from the Bavaro center in the column of the spreadsheet. Okay, so for this part, I'm just going to get the property distances from the mark scheme, because you probably haven't done the web design question at the moment. So I'm going to have a look. So the 4 distances are 0, 16, 20, and 4. So I've got to type them in these properties. 10553. 0, 16, 20, and 4. These are the 4 distances. Okay, so that part is now complete. 34. In cell C3, enter the formula to calculate the income the property company will make when the property is sold. This is $100 plus 2.5% of the price of the property. So this is just a formula we have to do. So cell C3 equals $100 plus, and I open a bracket, I do 2.5%. I'm going to times that by the price of the property, which is B3, and I close the bracket. So that's going to do 100 plus this calculation 2.5% of the price of the property. I press enter, and then I can double click so it replicates the formula to the other cells. Now in cell E3, enter a formula to display the viewing cost if a local taxi is used, and if the distance to the property is less than 5, the cost will be 2. 5 kilometers or more and less than 15, the cost will be 5. 15 kilometers or more, the cost will be 10. So this is an if function. It's going to be two ifs, and a value will be put in the value if false in the if function. So let's start it off. So in viewing cost in E3. So I need to look at the distance. If the distance is less than 5, I need to show 2. If the distance is between 5 and 15, I need to show 5. Otherwise, I show, if it's greater than 15, I show 10. Greater than 15 kilometers or more, I show 10. So let's insert the function. In here, we type in if and go. We click on if and we press OK. So we use this to help us. So our first logical test is if the distance is less than 5, then value if true will be $2. I click inside value if false, but I have to do another if function. So I click on if again, and this starts another if function. Now this one's, the second bullet point says 5 kilometers or more and less than 15. So this gives me a range of values. I'm not going to do this one next. I'm going to go on to the last bullet point where it says 15 kilometers or more. So my logical test would be if distance is greater than or equal to 15, then value if true would be $10. And now in value if false, I will just write down the value I need to show if it's between 5 and 15. Okay, so in value if false, it's going to be 5. Let's press OK and just have a look at the function and explain it further. So let's double click here so it replicates the function to the other cells. So let's have a look. If D3 is less than 5, it's going to show 2. If D3 is greater than or equal to 15, it's going to show 10. Any other value, it will show 5. So for 27, let's have a look what's going to show for 27. Is 27 less than 5? No, so it goes to the next if function. Is 27 greater than or equal to 15? Yes, so it shows 10. That's correct. An if function, don't forget, works from left to right. It cannot jump in between different ifs. It goes from the left and work its way towards the right. Let's have a look at this one now. Okay, 2. Is 2 less than 5? Yes, so it shows 2. It shows 2. It's correct. So now have a look at what happens in value if false. So all the values above 15 are covered. All the values less than 5 are covered. So if there's a value between 5 and 15, it should go to value if false. We didn't use another if function here. We just put the value down for the range. The range we put in value if false. So let's have a look at 8. So 8, is 8 less than 5? No. Goes to the next one. Is 8 greater than or equal to 15? Nope. So it goes to value if false, which shows 5. So each time where the test is between 5 and 15, it will go to value if false, because these two, the first bullet point and the last bullet point, will not evaluate as true. So for this one, you got to be careful. The first bullet point said less than 5, show 2. Then it give you a range, then it said 15 kilometers or more. So the way you do this, the first if function, you use less than 5. Then you go to the last bullet point and you use 15 kilometers or more. And the range, you put, don't put another if formula, you just put the value it wants you to show in value if false. Okay, let's go to 36. In cell H3, enter a formula to calculate the profit from the sale. So it tells you how you will calculate this. Taking from the income means income minus the viewing cost multiplied by the number of times viewed and the advertising cost. So it's basically income, take away viewing cost times number of times viewed plus advertising cost. So here I do equals, I click on income, I click on takeaway, I open the bracket, I do viewing cost times number of times a property is viewed, I can close the bracket, and I do plus the advertising cost. Okay, now I want to do all this part of the function first. I want to do E3 times F3, which is viewing cost times viewed, add the advertising cost, and then I want to take away from the income. So I put all of this calculation inside the bracket. So what's this calculation going to do? C3. So from income, it will take away, they calculate first viewing cost times viewed. Then you add that to the advertising cost, and then you take away all of this, the number for all this calculation from the income. Press enter. So the profit is 720 and 50 pence. So double click, so it replicates down. Apply appropriate formatting to all the cells. So anything to do with money, it has to be in dollars. So I select the first two columns, I select column B and C, sorry, and then I press Control and I select viewing cost, because that's a cost, it's a money value, and then I press Control and I select advertising and cost and profit, because they both these are money values as well. Right click, format cells, I choose currency, and then from my drop down list I'm going to look for, I'm going to choose dollars. So there we go, went past it. So dollars, and you press OK. So all my money now has been turned into dollars. Replicate the formula. Okay, I've already replicated the formulas. That's when I double clicked after I'd done each formula, and it was automatically replicated in the other cells. In cell H41, enter the formula to calculate the total profit from all the property sold. Edit this formula so it rounds it off to the nearest whole dollar. So in cell H41, which is over here, I do equal sum, and I want to add up all the profit column. Press enter. So now this is my sum formula, but it tells me you've got to edit the formula to round it off to the nearest whole dollar. So before the sum, after equals, I type in round, I open the bracket, this is my number, I press comma and I press 0. So that will round it off to the whole number. I close my bracket, I press enter, and so it's rounded off to the nearest whole dollar. Display the contents of H41 so it only shows integer values. So basically what that means is it only wants to show whole numbers. It doesn't want to show these decimal places. So I right click on the cell, right click, format cells, and I choose 0 decimal places. I press OK, and there we go, that's a whole number. I've taken away the decimal places. Now I've got to save and print the spreadsheet showing formula. I've got to make sure it's landscape. I can see the row and column headings. It fits 1 page wide. So it can be 2 pages tall, but it must fit only 1 page wide and everything is visible. So showing formula. So okay, so I click on formulas, show formulas. You can select all the spreadsheet by clicking on here, and I double click on column A, and that will automatically make every cell fit the column width, so I can see everything in every cell. Click on office icon, print, and active sheet, a preview. I go to page setup, and it has to be landscape. I click on sheet, I got to show the row and column headings. Go back to page, it got to fit to 1 page wide, and I fit on 2 pages tall. So press OK. So it's 1 page wide. Let's have a look at the next page, and it's 2 pages tall. Okay, so I click on print, then I go to close print preview. Print the spreadsheet showing the values. It fits on a single portrait page and the contents of the cells are fully visible. So now we say it's got to fit on a single portrait page, not one page wide or 2 pages tall. So I click on formulas, I take off the formulas. As you can see, I've got to make the columns bigger. An easy way, select all the spreadsheets, double click on the column A and automatically make the others fit the column widths as well. Click on the office icon, print, active sheet, preview, and go to page setup. I'm going to change it back to portrait and I'm going to fit to 1:1 and press OK. And then I will just fit to 1:1. I will print it and then I close print preview. Update the spreadsheet with the following data. 1053 has been visited 3 times, 1054 has been visited 5 times. So 1053 has been visited 3 times. So look for 1053 and this is the number of, make sure, times viewed. So I change that to 3. And 1055 has been visited 5 times, so I change that to 5. Okay, so I just edited some information in the spreadsheet and then I got to print it again showing the values and it got to fit on a single portrait page again. So office icon, print, yep, active sheet, all, preview, make sure page setup, portrait, to fit to 1:1, print, I can close print preview. Now you would like to see the effects. So the manager would like to see the effect of changing the spreadsheet model. So 45, the income from the sale of properties is calculated in step 34. Change the formula to $150 plus 2.5% of the price of the property. So I'm going to go to income and cell C3. I will change 100 to 150. So change it to 150, press enter, fill down. So what I basically done was edited the formula from 100 to 150 and I filled down. Print the spreadsheet showing the values, got to fit on a single portrait page and all the contents of the cells got to be fully visible. Okay, so here again, same thing, print, selection, all of it, preview, and just make sure it's a portrait, fits to 1 page wide and 1 page tall. I press OK, I press print, then I close print preview. Now that's the end of the spreadsheet question. And then what I do, I got to save this to the Excel workbook because it's a CSV file. So click on the office icon, save as an Excel workbook, and make sure you're in June 2013, variant paper free, variant 3.1, and you will click on save, and that saves it as an Excel workbook. So now my spreadsheet is complete. I saved it, I can turn it off. I finished the spreadsheet exam question, I can turn that off, and that's it.